on this computer. Okay, so we are all ready. May I share my screen with you? And we go to the very first position. It's a combination in masters weightlifting. It doesn't have to be, but mostly that's the case. The competition systems that we are using is the competition speaker and the timekeeper at the same time. Why? The competition speaker is already fully focused on the time while being the speaker. And so to know the timing, when to start and when to stop, the speaker knows. And the system is a very simplified version nowadays, and it's very easy for competition speakers to do the timekeeping as well. It may be sound overwhelming and a lot, but in actual fact, it is not. So, but before that, we go first to the competition speaker. Now, the crucial role of the competition speaker is to set the tone of the competition by conveying the progress of the competition to the athletes, team officials, that means the coaches, technical officials, and of course the audience, that means the spectators in the competition room, but also for live streaming. To converse fluently in English, which is the working language of our international events, and if possible, the local language as well. The competition speaker must have the experience in weightlifting competitions, that must know the basic technical rules. To have a clear and concise delivery, a pleasant and good microphone voice, and of course, to have the ability to engage the audience. Now, what does that mean? The ability to engage the audience? That doesn't mean you have to entertain. We need technical speakers who knows how to deliver in the correct manner, the correct time, the information about the athletes. Let's get into this in more detail. Before the competition, the session even starts, the competition speaker must ensure that the coach and the athlete understands when the athlete's name has been called up. So to do that best, the competition speaker must become familiar with the correct pronunciation of the athlete's name and nation. The way to do it is go to the warm-up area before the presentation of the athlete and go from one athlete to another, and just with the protocol sheet of the session and ask how the name is pronounced, and then do some notes on the protocol sheet, you know, next or on top, wherever, on the name of the athlete. And that ensures that there's a lot of respect saying the good name of an athlete. It will help athletes to hear themselves when they are called up. It will help the smooth running of a competition. Now, when the time has come, based on the time schedule, the technical controller has gathered, okay, people are still coming in. The technical controller has gathered and lined up the athletes for presentation on the competition platform. So while the TC takes the athletes on the competition platform, the competition speaker starts speaking up, welcoming all at the event, giving the championship title, the date and the year, of course, the session number, the age group or age groups, bodyweight category or bodyweight categories based off the session. You know, in masters weightlifting, we might have more age groups and more bodyweight categories in one session. Each athlete's full name and nation, age group, and bodyweight category. Announcing the 10 minutes until the actual start of the competition, once all the athletes have left the competition platform. Then presentation 2, that is the presentation of the technical officials of that session. So while the technical controller helps the technical officials to go on the competition platform and then jump in line where the technical controller has to be, the speaker calls up the full name and nation of the center referee, the left side referee, and the right side referee, the chief marshal and the assistant marshal, technical controller, timekeeper, and finally, doctor on duty. The speaker is also allowed to present him or herself during the time when the technical officials go by the jury table to greet and to wish each other a successful competition. In Masters Weightlifting, we say the name of the technical officials, and we also say, or we announce the nation of the technical official. In IWF events now, they only say the name. They don't say the nation anymore. But we do. The duty of the speaker is to make the appropriate announcements for the efficient running of the competition for each attempt, including but not limited by the following order. First, instructions to the loaders to load the required weight, then the full name of the athlete's respective nation, the number of the athlete's attempt, then notification in advance of the name of the next athlete, 1 or 2 minute time available, and then automatic agreement if no higher weight has been declared yet after the lift, and the referee's decision of a good lift or no lift. And always remember that once the down signal goes down, until the lights go up on the competition system, it takes a few seconds. Maybe the decision will be shown, everywhere, but the speaker cannot announce the decision until it has come up on the system. Why? Because it could be wrong. It could be something different. Yeah, so whatever the system shows in front of the speaker on the laptop, this is what the speaker has to say. And that means that the no lift or the good lift announcement can take a few seconds after the decision of the referees. And as I already mentioned before yesterday, we are not using any bib numbers in our competitions. By a 1 minute attempt, to request the timekeeper to stop the clock when the athlete or coach changes the weight within the first 30 seconds. By a 2 minute attempt, or for adaptive weightlifting, by a 3 minute attempt, to request the timekeeper to stop the clock when the athlete or coach changes the weight until the last 30 seconds. In addition, the competition speaker must consider when a lifter retires from the competition before the end of the session, this must be announced by full name and nation. And of course, on the chief marshal's table, the marshal will put this into the system as we have seen yesterday. So the speaker sees that. The speaker and the scoreboard can see if an athlete has retired. And that comes from the marshal's table's laptop. And the speaker must announce this. Then it keeps the audience informed of the progress of the competition and of course more in-depth information about the athletes. Request the timekeeper to stop the clock when the athlete or coach changes the weight. Once the loaders leave the competition platform, the speaker announces the new declared weight, the full name, nation, and attempt of the lifter again. In case of an injury, the competition speaker must call immediately the doctor on duty. Following also to instruct the loaders to stand in front of the injured athlete, blocking the audience and camera view of the athlete. We said that yesterday. We are trying to avoid unnecessary drama and also for the safety of the athlete's privacy when an injury has happened. and also for the competition doctor to be able to do his duty. In case of a problem, and that happens all the time, you know, can happen to the best championships, please don't panic. Announce that you are taking a technical stop by clicking the text stop that you have also on your laptop, on the jury table, on the marshal's table, and on the speaker's table, where there is the laptop. Anybody can do a technical stop if necessary. So you as speaker, you can make a technical stop. Call for technical support to have the issue resolved as soon as possible. And this can happen to the highest standard championship, so don't be too harsh on yourself. And you can see on the 3 pictures here that you have a technical stop, and when the issue has been resolved, you click to resume, and then the competition goes back, resuming to continue the competition. The competition speaker announces the break time between the snatch and the clean and jerk in masters weightlifting as follows. 10 minutes if 6+ athletes are in a session. 15 minutes by 6- athletes are in a session. That means 5 lifters and less, which is very rare, extremely rare that we have this. And 5 minutes if 15+ athletes are in one session. And that is more frequent that we have. Yeah. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. That is what the competition speaker must announce. In case of a technical stop or a jury stop, this must be announced. And of course, the competition speaker sees that on his laptop. The technical controller will communicate to the competition speaker any issue, and this must be announced immediately so that everyone, especially the athletes and the coach, are fully aware and informed. In case of a jury stop, the jury overturns a lift, then the technical controller informs the competition speaker, who must then announce the reason of the jury reverse decision, the full name of the athlete, the number of attempt, and the weight on the barbell. Here we have a clear system where it shows the technical jury stop from the jury table shown on the speaker screen, as I mentioned before. Technical controller called to jury table shown on the speaker screen. Yeah, when the jury is calling up the technical controller. And then at last, the technical controller called to marshal table shown on speaker screen. So whatever is happening on the marshal table or on the jury table, the speaker can see that and then can announce accordingly, so that the audience, the athletes, coaches, and the technical officials are fully aware what is going on. Then, after the end of the session, we need the victory ceremony. Upon the conclusion of the competition of each category and bodyweight category and age group, the victory ceremony is held as soon as possible according to the following procedure. The loaders must erect a 3-step medal podium with places for the 3 medal winners. All the medal winners, the medal bearers, and the officials presenting the medals march in and take their place on the stage. The medal winners line up behind the erected medal podium, and then the work of the competition speaker starts. The competition speaker announces the medal winners, always starting from the 3rd place, from the bronze medal winner, never from the gold medalist. Keep that in mind, always 3rd place first. Then the full name, the nation, age group, bodyweight category, and of course the total achieved. And if any records have been achieved as well, this will be announced as well. Calling up for all to rise for the national anthem of the gold medalist. At the end, announcing the next session based on the timetable. So we have come to the end of the competition speaker. Do you have any questions? Anything at all? regarding the competition speaker? It's quiet. So I assume, okay. We continue with the timekeeper. So I will share my screen again and we continue with the timekeeper. Okay, are you all able to see this? Can somebody verify?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
All good.
Okay, thank you. The timekeeper starts a 10-minute clock after the session completion of the athlete's introduction. That means when the athletes have left the competition platform after being presented. And then the technical officials come in during that 10 minutes for the presentation, and they have time until the 10 minutes finish. The timekeeper starts the clock given 1 minute the moment the speaker finishes announcing the weight, the name of the athlete, or when the barbell is loaded and the loaders have left the platform, whichever is last. That means the timekeeper cannot start the clock until at least the name of the athlete is announced and the loaders are off the platform. The timekeeper starts the clock giving 2 minutes if a lifter follows him or herself immediately to the next attempt. It will be 3 minutes, as I said before, for the masters adaptive lifters. And the 3 minutes, this is something that is not automatic in the weightlifting competition systems. So this must be done manually, okay? This must be done manually. The timekeeper stops the timing clock immediately as the barbell is raised from the competition platform, as we can see on the picture. In case the barbell has been raised and replaced back on the competition platform, before reaching the high of the knees, the timekeeper must restart the clock so that the time continues from the original 1 or 2 minute given, and the lifter is allowed to lift the barbell within his or her time given. Here you have an example. At 49 seconds, the timekeeper stops the clock because the lifter has lifted the barbell off the competition platform. And then the lifter decided to put it back on the competition platform, and the timekeeper needs to restart to continue that original 1 or 2 minute given. We don't give a new, fresh 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah? So you have to be very alert here. There are times when there are numerous changes of athletes and weight resulting in subsequent new clocks. We've said that yesterday, huh? What is still allowed and what is not allowed. And the basic is, as long as the clock of an athlete has not started, changes are allowed. As soon as the clock starts, changes cannot be accepted any longer. So pay attention to the original athlete as frequently after the changes, the original athlete will be back up to go first to the competition platform. The athlete's original clock should be on the board. The clock will normally reset. Do not reset it unless you're sure it's not functioning correctly. And once the clock starts on different athlete, the first called athlete no longer gets a 2 minute clock. It is the clock starting and not the calling of the athlete that affects the clock. So always remember this. On the clock, the timekeeper must press the break time between the snatch session and the clean and jerk session. And we said 10 minutes for how many athletes, you remember? When we have 6 plus. When it is 5, that means 6 minus or 5 and less, it's going to be 15 minutes. And when we have 15 athletes plus, we can even have 20 in a session, it will be 15 minutes. No, sorry, the opposite, 5 minutes. 15 minutes by 5 and less athletes, and 5 minutes only when we have 15 plus athletes in one session. Okay, that was the end for the timekeeping. Any questions or anything you would like to add? Is it all clear to you? Okay. One thing is that there are competition systems that are very much automatic, so that the timekeeper does not really need to put always a 1 minute or 2 minutes. You know, the system that we are using, it does it automatically. Yeah, it reads from the competition system if the athlete follows himself and needs 2 minutes, or if the athlete is a different one and it is a 1 minute lift. Okay, so you don't really need to bother in there. What you need to think, what you need to be very alert is when a lot of changes come in. Okay, then you need to be very alert. I was at the European Senior Championship now in Georgia, and I was jury president, and we had an incident where the timekeeper for IWF events is always separate from the speaker. The timekeeper failed to stop the clock for a lifter. Another one has been called up. And then another change came in, and the timekeeper just didn't, I don't know, wasn't concentrated. And then the correct lifter who came down up came running on the competition platform, thinking it was that 1 minute, and of course made a no lift. And we stopped the competition, and that was the first time in my officiating that I gave, as jury president, we had to make a decision, and we gave an extra lift to this lifter. So, because the athlete is entitled to 1 minute. Right? Yeah. So that was the only thing. When there are lots of changes coming in, need to be very alert. That's all. But other than that, the competition systems that we are using are very automatic. Okay.
I find it easier. I find it easier that the speaker does the timekeeping also. Because when I'm a timekeeper, I'm just zoning out, so it's easier as a speaker.
Yeah. Maybe it becomes a bit boring also, the timekeeping, if you are not a speaker at the same time. You wait somehow. You sit too long and you wait. You cannot move much, whatever. And yeah, but if you do the competition speaker and timekeeper together, you are already alert, and you know hardly mistakes are done when the combination is. Yeah. Okay, Dagmar.
Yes, can you repeat once again when you have 2 minutes for athlete and there are changes and the the clock is starting or not starting, and you lost the 2 minutes and you have only 1 minute.
Yes. I call up a lifter for his, let's say, second attempt, and he follows himself. Okay. As long as the clock doesn't start, changes can be made. Others can come in from the marshal's table and changes can be made. But if the clock has started, okay, and then changes come in, okay, no, sorry, I'm missing this up here. The 2 minutes are lost when the changes, when I announce, but the clock hasn't started yet. Okay, then when the lifting becomes that somebody else finally goes and the clock starts, then that lifter cannot have the 2 minutes anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's losing the sequence of the 2 minutes. Another lifter is coming.
Another lifter was called, and so when the new lifter also changes and we come back to the 2 minutes,
yes,
he will lose the 2 minutes because there was another lifter called up. Yeah, okay.
Yes, okay. Exactly. And in elite in elite competitions, many do that on purpose, of course. No? Yeah.
For the adaptive people, you have to change to the 3 minutes manual. So they see first the 2 minutes and then they put 1 minute back on.
Well, no, you can press a button to you have a button where you can put up to 10 minutes because you also need to put manually, you know, depending on what system you use, it's either manually or it is automatically for the break. But for the 3 minutes, that doesn't really exist because nobody needs a 3 minute. So it's not programmed in the system, but you can do that manually.
Okay.
By clicking just 1, 2, 3.
So they see really they have 3 minutes on the clock.
Yes, like what you see, the lifter who is on the competition platform and sees in the corner the timing, he will see the 3 minutes call, you know, counting down. Yeah, yeah, in the warm up area as well, everywhere.
Okay.
Tempo everywhere. Yeah. Okay.
I was unable to listen in on Friday because of work. But are the adaptive lifter slides or video recordings available?
Yes, yes, they are. We've done this and they are available. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Actually, today, our new IMWA adaptive chair, Samantha Law, she was supposed to join me, but for some reason, I don't know what, she didn't, yeah,
Oh,
she didn't.
okay.
So, yeah, we were actually doing it to get, actually now, at this last, to do it again, but she didn't reply back. She didn't call back. But we have everything. And you will be all receiving the PowerPoint presentation of the adaptive weightlifting. Everything is in
Great.
there.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So any other questions regarding competition speaker or the timekeeper? Then we go to our last presentation. Just a moment, I will close this and we go to the jury. Okay. So I share my screen. Is the correct one? Let me see. Yeah, jury president and jury members. Are you all able to see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It is like any other technical official position that it is required to know the technical and competition rules of the IWF and of course of masters weightlifting. What you need to be, you need to be on time to your assigned seat and ready for the technical official's presentation. So come early enough on the table, on the jury table. Check on the protocol sheet whether you're going to sit left, right, or center. And then make yourself comfortable and get ready for the presentation. And you need to be, of course, for the presentation of the athletes as well. When the competition is running, be impartial, assertive to all lifters, regardless which nation, including, of course, your own. Here again, we are no police force. The jury must wait to judge until the barbell has touched the ground again. So we are not judging at the same time as the referees. We must wait until the barbell has come back to the ground again. And we're saying ground because it can be either the competition platform or outside of the competition platform. And based on that, we judge. Use common sense rather than chasing mistakes or to be too relaxed in any decision. We said that already when it came to the referees. It must be still weightlifting. And it's very important to help also all age groups, especially the elder ones, to have the best possible technique so to avoid the injuries as much as possible. Use common sense. Yeah, we said that. Wear the correct uniform to be identified in your position. Please, no phone or tablet use while on duty for personal reasons. And all jury members must be IWF or IMWA Category 1 technical official. At all our Worlds and Continental Master Championships, we are only using a 3-bench jury. And they all must be Category 1, as I said before. The jury has the ultimate control on the field of play, and its primary function is to ensure that the technical competition rules are being correctly followed and applied. And that means that whatever decision the jury has made or reverse decisions the jury has made, the jury is not a jury of appeal, and also there's no appeal against the jury's decision. So, very clear about that, regardless that we have no athletes challenge cards and no video replay. Each jury member must be friendly and courteous, be wearing the correct uniform, be aware of and sensitive to the language, the culture, and religious differences, promote a safe and harassment-free environment where participants are treated with full respect. Judgment by using the jury control unit of the barber returned back on the platform, not before. Be fair, be firm and decisive in the correct way. Use common sense. Be able to act as a manual scorekeeper if required and requested by the jury president. Important, each jury member must not attempt to influence the decisions of each other, the jury members or the referees, and please must not use devices like tablet or phone during the competition. The responsibility of the jury president is to communicate in English. The basic English language is needed. The jury president must converse fluently in English to assess technical difficulties and to offer guidance. Must work cooperatively and collaboratively and assert a degree of authority, be objective in decision-making, be discerning and not be easily influenced, nor attempt to influence, act and react in a calm manner, be proactive rather than reactive, be respectful and courteous to colleagues, and be open to learn from extensive international experience as a technical official. Why we say that? Because no jury president or jury member should think that they know everything. We always learn new. We always do, and we should be open to allow ourselves to learn always from new lifters, younger or older age, and to help always masters weightlifting to evolve and to develop in the right direction. The president of the jury controls and signs all technical officials' cards. So for all those who are not in a jury, but doing any other positions, please bring your booklet, whether that is a national one, an international one, please bring it to our championships. The jury president will sign it, of course, also for the jury members among each other. It gives you the data, and it has a very nice history afterwards. At all our events, the jury president shall appoint an individual to complete a manual protocol, always as a backup document. The jury president signs the protocol sheet after the end of each session, and the president of the jury assigns a jury member to keep an eye contact with the technical controller after each lift, to ensure that when there is a reverse decision or any other technical matter that must be resolved, that the technical controller can be called up to become the manual bridge between all positions. Important for the smooth running of a competition, the jury to keep eye contact with the technical controller after each attempt, as I said before. Decision reversal, bar cleaning, outfit issue, whatever. the jury may stop the competition. When the jury president is looking at other members, left and right, in a serious manner, jury may stop the competition. However, it can only be done at IMWA events where we have a 3-bench jury. We never have a 5-bench jury. We only have 3-bench juries. So unless unanimity is reached in the first instance, the jury cannot take any action, even if the decision of the referees appears to be totally incorrect. And we have that. We have that. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense for the audience or anybody else, but if there is no unanimity in the first instance of the 3-bench jury, the jury cannot do anything. If the jury unanimously agrees that their lift should have been passed or failed, and that differs from a majority of the referee's decision, in order to consider the reversal of a decision, the president of the jury must do the following. Through the competition system on the laptop in front of him or her, to order that the competition be stopped, informing both the TC and the speaker. In case the jury president calls the referees in question for an explanation, he or she must ask the members of the jury if they accept or reject the referee's explanation. If the explanation is accepted by the jury, no action is taken and the competition is ordered to restart. If the explanation is not accepted, the decision must be reversed on the screen on the jury president's laptop in front of him or her. Request the technical controller to communicate the decision and its reason to the speaker, and that the speaker requested that such decision and its reason to announce to the public and to the athlete coach concerned. And at the end, order the restart of the competition. Here we have in the systems that the systems are more or less the same. This is the system on the jury table on the laptop. The jury decides to stop the competition. So the jury president must act immediately by pressing the technical stop jury button, as you see number 1. Number 2, if the 3 have decided, then the reverse of decision will be. And then number 3, in order to get back to the competition, you need to click resume. That is number 3, and then the competition can continue. Through the jury screen, the jury can call the technical controller and each referee separately, as you can see. And as we said before, this can be seen at the speaker's table, at the marshal's table. So if the technical controller is nearest to either post, whether near to the marshal's table or near to the speaker's table, then the speaker will tell the technical controller, please go to the jury table, in case the technical controller has not noticed that. Here we have an example. When the jury reversed the decision to good lift. In the first picture, we have the first attempt on the scoreboard is highlighted. You can see 185 kilogram, first attempt. In the second picture, you can see that the referees have given a no lift. The majority of the referees have given a no lift. And then you can see on picture number 3 that the technical jury stop has been done at the jury table. So the jury decided to overturn the decisions of the majority of referees. And the jury must change the reverse decision. It becomes from red, as you can see on the 3rd picture, to green on the 4th picture. And then it will be shown on the scoreboard as a good lift. Here you can see it. There you go. So 185 kilogram. That was first a no lift from the majority of referees, has been overturned from the jury and has been given now a good lift. And that is shown on the scoreboard. When jury reverses the decision to no lift, here we have the same athlete. attending 1 kilo increase for the second attempt. Now, the referees, the majority of referees have given a good lift for the second attempt. But the jury decided to stop the competition, and you can see on the third picture, the second snatch is a good lift. But after reversing the decision of the jury, it is becoming a no lift. And then you can see on the scoreboard and all on the chief marshal's table, on the speaker's table, the second lift of the same lifter is then shown as a no lift. Jury decision-making process for attempts with loading errors. That can happen. If the barbell is loaded to a lighter weight than has been requested by the athlete may, if he or she wishes, either accept the attempt or if it was successful or refuse it. If he or she refuses the attempt, the athlete is granted an additional attempt with the weight originally requested. If the barbell is loaded to a weight which is not multiple of 1 kilo and the lift is successful, the athlete may accept the attempt at the next lower weight or refuse it. If the athlete refuses the attempt, he or she is granted an additional attempt with the weight originally requested. If the barbell is loaded to a heavier weight than the one requested by the athlete may, if he or she wishes, to accept the attempt if it was successful. If the attempt is not successful, or if the barbell is not a multiple of 1 kilo, the athlete is automatically granted an additional attempt with the weight originally requested. In what cases the jury must grant an additional lift to a lifter? If a lift is failed because the barbell is not equally loaded, or the platform is damaged, or the barbell becomes disarranged during the lift, or there is an incursion, or any other external interference, the jury must grant an additional attempt for the affected athlete. And in case if the speaker makes a serious error during the announcement of an athlete's name or the calling of the weight, the jury must grant another attempt. And there are other things that I can tell you that has happened in championships where I was present. The first was at the European Senior that I told you. The lifter actually never received the first minute, the 1 minute that it was entitled. So it was been granted an additional lift. And I remember in 2004 at the World Masters Championship, the loaders forgot to switch the barbell. The women started lifting with a 20 kilo barbell. And it was the third woman who realized that. So in fact, all the women before her were lifting 5 kilos more without realizing it. Yeah. It was a big surprise, huh? So, yeah. In addition, the president of the jury has the following specific responsibilities. Supervise the referee light system control panel that is, adjusted to the jury panel. The jury laptop can see when and how the referees are making the decisions. The lights are coming up on the jury's laptop. Okay, so it can be seen. And if an explanation is needed, the referees can be called on the jury table. Monitor the decisions of both the referees and the jury. Operate the jury control panel. And that is needed also when we are sitting exams, when we have technical officials who sit exams, then this is one part of how we control the decisions of the examiner, in order to be able to calculate the points needed, the percentage needed to pass a practical exams. Communicate with technical controllers, timekeeper, chief marshal, competition management, and of course speaker by technical jury stock. Assign a manual scorekeeper within the jury and enable technical officials to remove their jacket by hot venue. That can happen, and that happens many times. Again, we need to emphasize there are no athletes challenge cards and no video replay system. We are not using that in any of our championships. And we have come to the end of the jury, president, and the jury members' presentation. Right. The floor is yours. Any comments? Any experience you want to share with us?
Denise, would you mind sharing the slides again with one of the one slide that has the jury panel? Because there was a button that I didn't know what it was for. I think slide 14 or any other slides. Just one of them that shows the jury panel.
Okay, I'll share my screen again. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So at the bottom left, for example, we have the officials reset text talk, summit DC, and challenge. So I understand the challenge is not used, but what's the
Yes.
officials button for the first one?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
one.
I mean, we've never used this. We have never used this at any of our championships. But
Oh
this
yeah,
is, yeah.
I just didn't know what it was. Just
Okay, yes. I mean, Lynette will be able to explain that most probably to you. And this here, this is from Les Simonton system. This one here, what I show you that we have, you know, but we're also using the Canadian system. No? Yeah.
Right.
And it's a little bit, the basic is the same, but here maybe it is a bit different. But the jury table, on the jury table, the things that we are using is the reset, the reverse, and then the resume button. There's nothing else. We can also use the referees, and if we need to call up the TC, we can use that as well. And anything else is not really for the jury table.
So right. So I understand if the jury decides there might be a reversal, then it's first text stop, then
Right.
there's a deliberation, and then reset or no reverse decision.
Reverse
What do you,
decision first. Exactly. The reverse decision, and then it clicks the green long window that you see becomes then
right,
red, or vice versa. If
right,
the reverse decision is a good lift, that's
yeah,
it happens, of course. It's not just always with a no lift,
yeah.
the other way
Okay.
around.
And
Yeah?
that's usually the jury president who does this.
Yes, the jury president has to manage the competition system, the computer.
Okay.
It's not given
Okay.
to any other. It must be the
Right.
jury president who does that. Yeah. And
Okay,
then
thank you.
you resume back. You resume
Yeah.
back so that the competition system can work normally again. As long
Yeah.
as the jury or the marshal or the speaker doesn't go back to the resume, the competition system is blocked. No?
Right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I have just one question. If we have the position of referee, have we to go after the competition either to the secretary table or jury table to sign the sheets, paper sheets?
No, never.
No,
The referees
never.
don't need to sign anything. No.
Sometimes we have paper sheets in competition in France, and we have to sign them also.
No,
No.
not
Okay.
on international level. I've never seen that anywhere on international level. It might be national level. You know, maybe the system is not writing your name, or they want a signature for whatever reason, for logistic reasons. You never know. But in our case, we have the data based on the TO sign sheet anyway.
Okay.
No?
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Any other question?
Sounds clear.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Right.
Only 1 month left.
Yes. Well, I have to say, I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward, and I think the June is one of the most stable months in good weather for Belgium. So I think we're going to have a very good championship.
I hope so.
Hope so.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Tell me why not? What could be the worst after Albania? We managed that. What could be the worst? Nothing.
Well, you are right.
For those who came by airplane, perhaps if there is no kerosene, no more kerosene, and they have to come over to France or to Belgium by another way, not airplane.
Yeah. Well, we see that
Bicycle.
maybe I will not be there. It could be that, and I will not be there because I think I'm the furthest away.
Yeah, that's the problem with the gas, the airplanes. If the plane is going or not. Yeah.
Bicycle.
A little too far.
Electrical
Well,
bicycle.
I would need to swim. I don't know how far. You know, I'm in an island, huh?
Oh.
I'm in the last spot in a corner in the Mediterranean, huh?
Yeah.
We go
Okay.
donkey.
Yes. Do you know, Jose? Do you know when the Pan American Masters Championship is? Is it now? Is it at these dates? Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Huh? Marianne, do you know the Pan American Masters Championship?
It's in May. It's coming up close.
Yeah, I think it is maybe next weekend. Something
Sure,
like that.
it's 27
Of May.
Mayo.
End of May. Oh, okay. All the best then. All the best to the Pan American Masters Championship. All the best to the European Masters Championship. And I already mentioned that also this morning, and I think before, end of July, somewhere in August, I'm going to give the seminar again. So whoever wants to join me again, because we are thinking of making major changes, technical changes, to become completely independent from the IWF.
Okay.
Completely independent from the IWF. So that means we need to do some minor technical changes, but they must be done. But we'll keep you informed. We'll keep you informed, and then they will be built in our presentations here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then. I wish you really a fantastic Sunday, whatever is left, and yeah, all the best, and see you soon.
You do that.
Bye for
Thank you,
now.
Denise.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
That was
Bye.
great.
Bye.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.